Hello and welcome to Daily Dose Radio, a 5-minute-a-day podcast studying the Psalms verse by verse, recorded here in the dining room of the Bible Bistro, located in Sharonville, Ohio. Hey there, friends. Welcome back to Daily Dose Radio here in the Bible Bistro. Well, we had a Selah at the end of verse 5 yesterday, and so that means take a break. And we took a 24-hour break, or however long it's been since you listened to Daily Dose Radio since yesterday. And so here we're going to come to verses 6 through 8. And after having considered our days and the length of our life and the struggle that we have against sin, now we come to verses 6, 7, and 8. Let me read those for us. Thus in vain does man walk. Thus in vain he heaps up riches, and does not know who will gather them. But now what do I wait for, O Lord? My hope is in you. From all my transgressions deliver me. Do not make me the reproach of the foolish. Now we had silence mentioned there in verses 1 through 2 and 3. The psalmist wanted to keep silence, but he made a mistake. He opened his mouth there at the end. Verses 4 and 5, he considers his life, the length of his days. And this is something that sin will cause us to do, you know. Sin will cause us to consider the length of our days, because we know that an end is coming. And then notice what that end is. It's vanity. Here in verses 6 and in verse 8, we have the idea of vanity here. Thus in vain does man walk. Thus in vain he heaps up riches. Well, that sounds like Solomon in Ecclesiastes, doesn't it? In vanity he walks. In vanity he heaps up riches. So what's the point of life if it's all in vain? He doesn't know who will gather them. Boy, that comes straight out of Ecclesiastes. He doesn't know who's going to have them after he's gone. And so why do it? I know that my days are just a few, and I know that I walk in vanity. I don't know what's going to happen after this. You know, I'm sitting, as I said earlier in this week, I'm sitting here at my desk. And in this little office that I record in, I have books on the walls. They surround me. I don't know who's going to get all these books or where they're going to go. If they're just going to go to Goodwill or to some charitable organization or maybe some school that needs books. I don't know where they're going to end up, but I know they're going to go someplace, maybe in a fire, someday, or just thrown away in the trash. Who knows where they're going to go? But I've spent my life collecting these books because I like to study. I like to study these things these books represent. But one day, it'll all be gone. I won't be here. Nobody will be interested in my books. Nobody. Maybe my sons might, but maybe not. They might not want some of these books. And so where's it all going to go? I don't know where it's going to go. I don't have any control over that. What I have control over is right now. My control over is right now. What am I doing right now? Well, notice what the psalmist says. But now, what do I wait for, O Lord? My hope is in you. You see, despite the vanity of life, despite the shortness of life, despite my inability to contain my tongue and not to sin against the Lord, despite all of that, I'm waiting right now for the Lord because I hope in Him. I don't know what the future holds. I know what the past held, but I don't know what the future holds. But I know this, that right now I'm hoping in the Lord. My hope is in Him. Friend, this is a wonderful confession. This could be your confession if you would turn to the Lord and call on Him. Notice the prayer that the psalmist makes in verse 8. From all my transgressions deliver me. Well, that just takes us right back up to the first 3 verses, doesn't it? Deliver me from all my transgressions. Do not make me the reproach of the foolish. That is, that what they say about Him would be a reproach. So they're in His presence there in verse 1. They're right there before Him. And He's trying not to say anything because of the foolish mouth that they represent. He doesn't want to be the reproach of the foolish. Lord, help me. From all my transgressions, deliver me. Do not make me the reproach of the foolish. Would you pray that prayer today? From all my transgressions, deliver me. The Lord will hear that prayer, and He'll answer and save your soul. Join me again tomorrow. We'll look at verses 9 and 10 here on Daily Dose Radio. Thanks for listening to Daily Dose Radio. For more fresh and delicious Bible studies, podcasts, books, and more, check out the Bible Bistro online and on YouTube. Join me again next time for Daily Dose Radio.